Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. Okay, Sagittarius, it seems like you are being a true friend to somebody that really could use your advice or your counseling or some sort of suggestion to see their relationship in a new way. And it seems like you are kind of in a situation where you don't really know how to explain what love is. So it seems like you and this friend of yours are in this discussion about what love is, but they seem to have a more rational mind and understanding. It seems like they are looking for specific answers or signs, something that makes sense for them to understand what love is, or what a romantic relationship should be or should look like. And it seems like you are in a position which I feel like you have recently come to this understanding of what love is, and not only love for another, more like self-love and love in general, like the essence of love, because you are showing up here as this first card, which is the King of Cups. And so what I was picking up from this card was that there is so much love inside of you, Sagittarius, that you don't really know how to express it all. It feels like words are not enough, or gestures are not enough. It feels like you have so much that you don't know how to explain. You don't know how to express. It feels like it's always too little. It's always not totally representative of what you're feeling inside. So the insecurity in terms of how you explain this to somebody that feels like they want specific answers, because here comes your friend, the King of Swords. They are the rational ones. They are the ones who need that kind of like a very concrete narrative, or like a very obvious storyline that is easy to absorb, that is easy to understand, and to make sense of what you're trying to convey, which seem to be way beyond words, way beyond like rational or logical understandings, because it's like they are looking at you. It seems like you haven't spoken anything really. It's almost like you're trying to search for the right words, and in this searching, because as I said, it feels like you have recently come to this position of maybe emotional intelligence, or like really understanding what self-love means. So it's too raw or too fresh, and it's like this like ownership, like owning your own love, like understanding your capacity to love. It's like it has been recently found, so it feels like you're still navigating, trying to talk about something that is very immaterial. It's like it's very ethereal. It's not bound by words or bound by the physical things. So it feels like your friend Sagittarius is the one who is analyzing like the details. Even the things that you're not saying, they are there trying to analyze it. And it's like it's a very clinical study of your posture, your gestures, your facial expressions. It's again everything that you're not saying, because it's almost like they have this huge expectation that you, coming from this cups realm, the water realm, and it's like them coming from the air realm. It's almost like you have this, it's like you meet at the horizon line. I always say that the horizon line is like this point that the water touches the air and the air touches the water, but it's like this very thin connection. And I feel like this is how these two connect, you and them. And so they have a huge expectation about what you're going to say, and trying to, it's like they are asking, please, can you explain to me what love feels like, what love is, what it feels to, embody this knowledge of what love is. And you're, in everything that you're not saying to them, it's like you're thinking perhaps, or you're trying to see where they're asking the wrong questions, right? Because it feels like the best answer, the way to go to show them everything that you're feeling inside, is with simplicity. It feels like with the Four of Cups, the way that you're going to show them what they're looking for, what they are asking, is not with words the way that they're expecting. So this is why they have like this huge expectation that you're going to explain to them what love is. But when you limit yourself by saying nothing, right, and just staying in the same space, because it's like you're holding this space in love, and by doing so, you're hoping that they're going to understand, not through words the way that they expect, but just by being there in the same room with you, that you're feeling, you're filling up with love, right? It's like you're just projecting all of the love that you can to fill up the room with love. So that is the simplest ways that you can make them feel, instead of think, instead of analyze, instead of rationalize what love is. So I feel like at some point they do understand. It really shines a light in their mind, because there are no fools. They're also a king. So they do have, intelligence, and they are seeking you out to answer something that might be very important to them. It's just that they have to turn down the analytical mind and try to really read between the lines, the things that you are trying to tell them, but not with words. Rather than using words, it's like you're choosing to fill the room with love so that they can feel you instead of understand you. And the sun coming up next, it feels like, when the rays of the sun are coming through the window, and you can, even though you're not outside, you still can feel the presence of the sun. This is what the sun is looking like. It feels like there are, gentle sun rays that are penetrating the room that is filled with love. And because of that, it's like it's multiplying the love. It's like it's, there are a few spheres that are multifaceted, and once the sun is shining upon it, it breaks down, light into various colors. And this is more or less what I'm seeing here. But let's say, using this metaphor, the colors here are, the angles in which you can perceive love, or different rays of perception in terms of feeling the love, instead of thinking about what love is, or trying to put it into, like this logical equation, which doesn't seem to be something that they are accustomed to. So it's important that you fill the room with love, and then when the sun comes, it's like it's going to be like this experiential type of knowledge reaching them, which brings clarity, brings like this sense of satisfaction. It's almost like I'm seeing them, because at first they are holding this great expectation towards you, towards what you're going to say about love. And I feel like, you know, when somebody is so eager to learn something that they are standing right at the edge of the chair, right close to you, it's almost like I'm seeing they're a little bit maybe, you know, impatient. But when you do this, when you simplify things, when you simplify the way that you're going to explain to them, by showing them and making them feel the love, you know, by surrounding them with this very simple, it's like this very small room. It has to be a small container, a small room, because it needs to be simple. Otherwise, it's like they're going to turn it into something very abstract or very analytical. So the next thing that occurs once this room is filled with love is like the sun shining this light that expands the experience for this one. And it feels like they understand it in a way that brings satisfaction, because the way that I was seeing this was, you know, if they were leaning over to you, Sagittarius, it feels like they're now leaning back. So now they are enjoying just being there rather than, you know, expecting to receive something from you. And it's interesting saying, you know, the word receiving, because that's exactly what I feel like the lesson here for them is about love. It feels like they're always wanting to do something, like, you know, being on this outside front. So it's like they're always turning to the outside, turning to you, expecting that you're going to bring an answer. So they're always like oriented towards the outside, towards the external. But I feel like they're an important realization to them, which is going to be experientially felt rather than understood. It's like, it's, yes, they're going to understand, but in a way that is different than they are used to. Because after the sun, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So here is their deal. This is their issue. This is what they are. This is why they want to know what love is, because they have this relationship with the Queen of Swords, which, you know, being the queen and them, your friend, being the king. And it's not a matter of sex, it's a matter of energy. It's like they embody the more masculine side of this partnership, whereas their partner is embodying the more receptive, the more feminine side. So they need to understand that in order for this exchange to occur, it needs to be like this this mutual type of relationship. And if they're not receptive, it's almost like they will never be able to receive something from this one, and this one will never be able to give something. You see, it's like this one will always be on the receiving end, and this one will always be on the giving end. And it feels like there needs to be like this switch, right? It needs to be balanced in order for this to be reciprocal. So there needs to be like this equal give and take between these two. And this is what you see clearly, but it's not like you're going to point that out. It almost like feels like it's going to be more beneficial to this one that you don't point that out. Like, let them come to this conclusion themselves. And I feel like they are going to come because of the sun. So the best that you can do, Sagittarius, to give any sort of advice to this friend of yours that needs, you know, this relationship advice, is by surrounding them with love, making them feel like they are in a safe place, in a cozy place, that they can feel and understand love by feeling it instead of understanding it, just, you know, by rationalizing it, right? So this is how they're going to embody it, because they're going to allow the sun to give this light, give this warmth, and they're going to receive. And once they receive, it feels like they are going to be more capable of understanding and kind of like using this as an analogy to bring this to their own situation, to their own relationship. And I feel like this is really something to be celebrated, because there feels like it feels like there is a big aha moment because of the Ace of Swords. So the swords are your friend's situation. This is it's almost like maybe they're talking about like a theoretical situation, right? That like this hypothetical situation about this relationship. Maybe you don't even know who this person is. Perhaps you do, but maybe it's, a hypothetical partner, maybe somebody that it's like maybe they're going to you, like if you do have, like a very mature and resolved love life, it feels like they know that and they are wanting your advice because they want to have that resolved romantic life. And it feels like they come out of this conversation with this epiphany, with this insight about what to say, what to do, what is the next move. Because as I said, the swords is it's like it's pointing outwards. Is this motion that goes from one place to the outside. So although their lesson is for them to be more receptive, it feels like it's like this is what they intend to tell this one, to make this more fair, to make this relationship more reciprocal, to make it a lot more honest and mutual for both parties. So they do have like this great epiphany about their relationship, their intimate partnership with this one. And I feel like it's like they're going to be, this one, the Queen of Swords, they're going to be grateful. It's almost like, even though you're not saying anything, Sagittarius, I feel like this one, their perception about you, about what you are doing to help this friend realize something about this relationship, is that you have said exactly what they have been trying to say to this one, but they couldn't find the words because it doesn't need words, right? Love doesn't need words to be expressed. And I feel like this is also something that is valuable to you because, as I said in the beginning, it seems like you have recently come to this place of understanding what self-love is and coming to this place of like this emotional autonomy, this emotional maturity. And it's like this is the perfect opportunity that this friend of yours is giving to you to show what you have learned in this process that led you to where you are right now, and how you share it with somebody without needing words, which is exactly what they wanted, but it's exactly what they're not getting, and exactly what they are receiving that is helping them. I hope that makes sense. So even though you're not saying anything, they are grateful to you because they are seeing in the epiphany, maybe in, the change that, this relationship will undergo right now because of all of this that was experienced by them and by you. That is, it feels like it brings clarity to this relationship, but it also brings clarity to you about something that wants to be expressed but really doesn't need words. So it's interesting. They're wanting words. You're not giving words. You're not giving a reasonable explanation, like a sensible explanation. However, they are receiving exactly what they need. And it seems like everyone is gaining something from this. You are gaining something from this, about learning how to express something and share something without needing words. They are, understanding that they don't have to receive the answers to receive the knowledge, the clarity. And whomever is in relationship with this friend of yours, it's like they're also gaining clarity about, it's like it's completely it's completely subtle. Like, you might not even know them, you might not even have a personal relationship with this one, you may not even exchange any type of a conversation with them, but it's like they see your I was going to use the word method, but it's like you don't even know that this is a method. Maybe this is your own epiphany, right? This could be a method to express, the amount of love that is so huge in you without going in the traditional way, because it would be useless. So this is an epiphany for you as well. Like, clarity can be obtained in a very warm way, but also in a very 360-degree way, like in a total way, in a way that is experiential. So it's stronger. It's a truth that is stronger because it's not being translated, it's not being diluted by words, it's not being limited by words. Although, as I was saying here with the Four of Cups, it's like you have to simplify things, not to complicate things, and entangle them in their own questions. They need simplicity. They need a simple container so that they can receive the full expression of understanding and clarity about what love is. So that seems to be like the true way of explaining what love is. And you didn't even know how you were going to do this, but it seems like at the end you end up understanding how you can do this without going a traditional path, which could be, a normal conversation. I hope that makes sense, Sagittarius. It's a very beautiful but also very intriguing reading. I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.